Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome to the loosely related Cinco de Mayo special.
Bienvenido!
So we're filming this Tuesday. Yeah, the 5th of mayonnaise, Cinco de Mayo. We are filming this Tuesday, May 5th.
May 5th,
so it's
2020.
coming out on May 6th, but, you know, listen, we don't do dates. Don't forget.
We don't do dates.
We don't do
but
dates.
we will. We're going to do a date. A very important date's coming up in about a month from now.
Yeah.
Wait, right?
May,
June? Yeah, in about a month.
Well, I thought you were going to say your birthday, because your birthday is
No,
on
that's
Friday,
not important.
Saturday.
That's not
wow,
important.
All right.
Day.
Well, okay.
What's more important?
All right. Well, in that case, I'm good then.
What's even more important than my birthday, which is Friday, I think?
It's Saturday.
Your birthday is Saturday.
I don't even
because my birthday is also Saturday.
We forgot about look at that. Brian and my dad have the same birthday. Right. It is their birthday. We're going to give a shout out to them because this episode comes out Tuesday and Saturday is their birthdays.
Right. So happy birthday, Brian, in advance, man.
In advance.
But what's more important to my birthday and your birthday, Brian, is in almost a little less than a month, I think now, we're going to have 1 full year under our belt doing a podcast.
Wow, that is very cool.
I thought you were going to say
year.
So,
congratulations.
Congratulations, Loosely Related Podcasts. That's also a
congratulations to all the ears that get to listen to these.
Yes, exactly.
So, you're welcome.
We're gonna have to plan a really big show.
But
we're gonna have to plan a really big show for that, man. I don't know who's gonna host that episode, but that's gonna have to be.
I think the
really
internet's gonna host it because the internet's gonna be celebrating it.
They're gonna be like
the internet.
Watch, we'll break up the day before we do our.
All right. Well, now it's set in stone. That's like an omen. There you go. There you go. That's just that's some negative thinking right there. But anyway, so let me welcome everybody back. We are a full squad again. Rob is back. He has returned on for this.
Hola, ¿cómo está? Me llamo Roberto. Yo soy enfermero. Bienvenido al show.
There we go. So
that was good. That was very good.
That was French.
I'm actually very
impressed. Obviously French.
Yay. Those are all things I say at work all day.
Yes. All day, pretty much.
All right.
But anyway,
thanks for having me back, man.
Dude, it's great to have you back, man. I'm glad you're here. Obviously
you
staying
too,
safe, staying happy, staying.
What show episode is this?
So this is technically episode 42. We did a few live streams, and I think at one point 42. We might have had one of the live streams be the episode, but then we decided, you know what? This is loosely related, and we can kind of do whatever we want. So, I mean, as far as I know, this is episode 900. As far as I'm concerned.
So if this is 900, go back to last week, episode 899. I wasn't gonna say this because it's weird, because obviously I'm one of the hosts, but I swear I was not in that episode, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was so funny.
I'm glad.
I thought you guys did a really good job on recapping the Giants draft. That was real fun.
Yep.
What was it? Mr. Inconsequential, was he?
So we had Mr. Irrelevant.
Mr. Irrelevant. That was hilarious.
And he was a giant.
I hope you guys didn't listen to it. Go back and listen. It was so funny. I really enjoyed it. It was a tight hour and 15 minutes. It was really funny.
Thanks, man.
And General George Custer was a big part of that.
Yeah, that was so funny. The whole build. I don't want to ruin. You guys go back and listen to it. But
go back and check it out.
And then you're just basically, so he is a loser? Yes, he's a loser.
It was pretty funny because
that was funny. It came out so natural.
You know what's funny about that? The one thing we didn't mention on the podcast, and Brian just said it right now, is that we kind of forgot to say Mr. Irrelevant just so happened to be a New York Giant. That he wasn't. The Giants drafted the last pick in the draft.
Did they? Wow! So update, folks.
So it's like a huge
update,
spoiler.
Folks. We might actually be able to get Mr. Irrelevant on the show.
He probably lives like not that far away.
He probably is like one of the people who stand outside of our house begging to get into the podcast. He has nowhere else to go.
Probably. Yeah. Anyway, so let me also welcome back my dad to the show. Dad, what's going on?
Oh, nothing. It's same old stuff, I'm back to work, regular schedules now. We were doing a split schedules. We were doing, I had a
podcast
split a week,
one day,
then a podcast, then I went on vacation, but there was no place to go, so I just came back.
And then you were on The View. You were filming.
I was on The View for a little while, and no, I couldn't really. There was going to be some serious throwdowns there, so I just got away from that. And then I came back here. I came back mainly because I wanted to see Rob fly into the set rather than because his
you're trying to make the connection.
Because here we go, the fly.
Yeah, so I'm trying to make the connection. The Wizard. No, remember
there's tense, there's winds. You're almost there.
There you go. It was the Wizard of Oz moment from when he took off with the tent and he landed it in Oz.
Yep.
And I thought that he might come back down in the balloon.
10-man.
Yeah, come back in the balloon and land and be back on
the way,
set.
Who was it? The Tim Man? Or one of them says he has your brain. He's going to bring it back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he didn't have a brain.
Has it.
He didn't have a brain.
He definitely has yours.
He says he has yours now.
He doesn't have a brain, and he's smarter than me.
Yeah, he could definitely finish jokes faster.
Yeah, he could.
Sure. He could definitely do that.
It's been a long day.
It has been a long day. All right, and then let me welcome Brian back to the podcast. Brian, what is up, buddy? Our producer, our man who gets his editing done right in time, and I don't know how he does it.
Yep.
It's pretty incredible. But anyway, so we are back. This is episode 42, as we said. It is Cinco de Mayo. And as you could probably see, we got here on the table a little ingredients. We got...
Can I translate for them?
We got Bud Light.
The 5th of May.
Oh, the 5th of May. Okay, thank God.
That's
thank
what that
God
means.
for that. Oh. Wow, all right. So I think
you were wondering.
Yeah.
Especially Spanish people out there, because I'm not sure we're pronouncing it correctly. So.
Right. Yep, we're probably not. Yeah. All right. Well, now at least we know that. So... I think if you see here, we're trying to do what we can to bring you some good content that's at least sort of themed for the Cinco de Mayo sort of celebration. But before we get started, I had to address one simple thing. I know there are a lot of people out there who think that Cinco de Mayo is a celebration of Mexican independence. It's sort of like, it's like July 4th, right? A lot of people think that. And believe it or not, it has nothing to do with the Mexican independence.
What?
Yeah. So for those of you,
it's just coincidence that that's the day they got Joe out of their country.
That's one of the biggest part of the celebrations. But
it was the day.
It wasn't Cinco de Mayo. Somehow it transformed into Cinco de Mayo. I think they just added the celebration into the Cinco de Mayo celebration.
Yeah,
to make it even more,
Yeah, he went down there to celebrate
meaningful.
His birthday, and then he just went crazy with the early celebrations. You're like, get him out of here. He's deported. And then after that, they were like, oh my God, the country. Like that's when Mexico started to actually form.
I'm
as
the
a nation.
I'm the one American citizen that they actually sent back. They deported back to the United States.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
What do you do if you get deported by both? You just keep hopping back.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting. I'll let you know in a couple of days.
Well, I have my Bangladeshi citizenship, so I'm all right.
I was going through the freaking there. I was going
Speaking
through
of your kids are looking for you.
Yeah, I believe it. I'll tell them it's margarita time. It's margarita o'clock.
Margarita o'clock. I was going past the whole all the immigrants as they were coming north. The ones that Trump were talking about, and I was going past them into Mexico, and then I got sent back. I got here before they did.
Right.
I went there and back on a deportation.
Joey better tell us what this day is before it runs out.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Anyway, so basically the story of the Cinco de Mayo, for those of you who are not aware, so it's actually a holiday that actually celebrates the date that the Mexican army, they essentially won a battle against France.
Okay.
And it's pretty much it. I mean, not that it's not a big deal. It was It was May 5th, 1862. They won a victory over France.
No,
not even over in Alamo. No, Alamo was in Texas, but this was no. It's all good.
That's New Mexico.
But that's New Mexico, basically.
I think we should give up on that trivia contest we were planning on doing later. I don't think that's going to go over too well.
But that's the point, though, and that's why we got to do that, because we have to show people that, listen, as smart as you all think we are, we're not the geniuses that everyone expects us to be. But anyway, so this is
actually almost got recruited for that battle.
Yeah,
Did you know that?
I believe it. Yeah.
I was got recruited, but I just couldn't say "put down your saucepans" in Spanish.
Right, exactly. I believe that. And also, my dad did fight in it, though. He was there for that. Yeah. Anyway, so basically,
that's not true. You'd have to check the facts for me, Brian, on that one.
Yeah, I think he definitely would.
Thank God he put that disclaimer out there.
Yeah, a little disclaimer. Possible.
I don't think I need to fact check that.
Okay.
Yeah, misinformation tag on Twitter for that one. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, so basically, it celebrates they won the Battle of Puebla during the Franco-Mexican War. So basically, the idea is that they won this battle, and it's really a really minor holiday in Mexico. Like, it's super minor holiday. Like, literally, I think they were saying something like 70% of the country doesn't even really celebrate it. But it really has evolved into it's evolved into a quote commemoration of Mexican culture and heritage, particularly in the areas in the U.S. With large Mexican American populations. So basically, that was the idea. So
they're like, how can we boost
Arbor Day of the U.S.?
Yeah, basically, it's like Earth Day.
They're probably like, how can we boost these restaurants that we have at every Oh, I know. White people like to drink. Let's make it a drink holiday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
It's sort of like
Probably.
It's sort of like President's Day. I always think like President's Day, like, all right, well, don't we kind of celebrate presidents of the country? And then it's like, okay. And then they formed the country on July 4th. That was our Independence Day. Like, do we really need to celebrate every single president of this country on its own holiday? A lot of people don't even celebrate it. It's barely even, no workplace is closed.
You know, but people go out
I
to
drink
eat.
to forget at this point. That's what that's about.
Yeah, exactly.
I drink to forget who's president.
Yeah.
People go out to eat at the Mexican. You know, we have a place up here called Maya's. I think it's called Maya's. Maya's. You say Maya's. I say Maya's. But anyway, it says Maya's. It's M-Y.
Are you talking about Cafe Maya?
Maya.
Cafe Maya.
Cafe Maya. There's two of them. There's one across the river in Beacon. There's one up the street in wherever it is. But anyway, they have
Wappingers and Fishkill.
Yeah.
Wappingers, yeah, and they have. You don't see Mexican people there. Really, it's just American people that go, and then they have three guys who are dressed like Mexicans with guitars, walking around with big sombreros on, and taking requests. And of course, American people only know 3 songs that come from Mexico, and one of them's to the '50s rock and roll singer.
Yeah.
Eddie Valance or whatever his name.
Right.
So they only know 3 Mexican songs. You know,
right?
it's
He's
like
not even doing
whatever
that. That's all people ever ask.
no,
you.
they're really good at
that.
those songs, but you always hear the same 3 songs every time you go into this because nobody knows.
But to be fair, that's like everything else would be American. I would say that's honestly not that it's not a nice place because I like it.
Yeah.
But working right in the heart of Newburgh, did all the legit taco places, Taco Ticos, Los Portales.
There's a lot of real good, authentic.
They're all legit Mexican.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Alejandro's, they're freaking delicious.
And they're not like those places.
There's,
they're not expensive. There's no fanfare. You know what I mean? You just get great food and nice people.
Yeah. Well, it's like saying that like Chipotle is as good as like a real authentic like Mexican restaurant. It's not. You know, these
only we got excited about it. We're like,
exactly.
It was Taco Bell. Now it's like the
right.
Right.
Taco Bell.
Right. Exactly.
You kill Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Oh, it's guacamole. Meanwhile, they make it with like some kind of a weird jar that they got from like some random place. It's probably not even from Mexico. It's probably
colored
Canada
like
or something like that.
It's probably colored sour cream.
Real authentic Canadian guacamole. It's really great. It's delicious.
So that's what it is, Hanjo. It was a battle they won.
So it was pretty much a battle they won. Yeah, no, actually, I didn't really know it either. So yeah, it was about 6,000 troops under French troops under General Charles Latreille de I don't even know how to say it. Something
Lawrence.
Yeah, they basically got into a battle with I guess a bunch of different.
That's kind of strange. How would those two even get in bed together? It's kind of strange.
It really is.
Well, let me think.
But so 2,000 men held off this attack, and they basically won the battle, and the French left, and I think that was pretty much it. But essentially, so I think the idea was that there was. It was sort of like, so one of the reasons that they say that we celebrate it here in the U.S. is that so a bunch of I guess a few, like in the 1960s, a group of what they call Chicano activists, they wanted to raise awareness for the holiday because they felt that the victory of these indigenous Mexicans, you know, sort of like fighting off these European invaders needed to be recognized. So now it's like become this big holiday, and especially in like Los Angeles and Chicago, they have these huge parades.
Yeah, sure,
in LA, they have a parade that every year gets about 600,000 people. I mean, it's just nuts. They have like these huge celebrations. So that's pretty much what it is. But yeah, so that's just something a little bit about that. But for everyone else out there who's wondering why we have a bottle of tequila, we have a bottle of orange liqueur, triple sec, Cointreau, whatever, and a bottle of freshly squeezed lime juice. So
I don't think they heard your dad's jokes. I don't think they're wondering why you want to get drunk.
I think, and that's so I want to get drunk because, you know, again, obvious reasons.
You're standing right with it, Mike.
You know, at
my
least
condolences. John.
I appreciate that. It means a lot. But the idea was I wanted to do it a little bit themed towards like Mexico and towards Cinco de Mayo. What's the number one thing? As a matter of fact, I was reading something that was saying that the tequila sales on Cinco de Mayo, like they skyrocket. They just go.
How does that help Mexico? How does that help Mexico?
It doesn't. People here just get off.
No, of course. That's what
it's an American thing.
Wait, are you asking loose? Well, loosely related helps the world. So
no, I'm saying like
this is like we're like hands across the world.
The sales of tequila. I guess if it comes
exactly
from,
like that.
You know, unless it comes those. I guess is it made in Mexico?
I don't know, but it's tequila.
If it is, great for Mexico. You're getting lots of sales from tequila on Cinco de Mayo.
Well, I will say, like, Joey's not wrong, because I stopped by on the way back, like Area Honky, and I went to our, our Mid Valley Wine Liquor, and it was packed. Yeah, and we'll come back to this later because you got to tell us about what you're about to do.
So
I got the pre-made stuff.
So you got,
and
the
this is all that's left. I had to get a flavor, Joey.
Really?
I couldn't even get regular.
No, wow.
No, seriously, I had to get watermelon. There was nothing.
Wow,
it was
no way. I know. First of all, I didn't know they even made that, so that's pretty cool.
No, me neither.
So Rob's got an actual margarita over there. Brian's drinking a Corona. So we're gonna try something a little bit new this week. It's gonna be something that I call a little segment that we're gonna call loosely related tries. And so basically, I pulled up a recipe over here. Just pulled it up right now. Just Googled how to make the perfect margarita. This is a recipe from allrecipes.com. Somebody made it. It's got like 12 reviews. I don't know. But the point is that it's supposed to be the perfect margarita.
It's almost like our podcast.
So basically, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to try to attempt to make this margarita. These guys are going to try to watch me do it and try to not lose all faith in humanity.
All right, so that we know.
Now, what are the rules here? You can use. Are you using bar stuff or are you using jiggers? What are you using?
We're not telling you.
This is all 10 fingers.
It's top secret information right now. We're using 1800 silver tequila.
Yes.
Okay.
Reserva.
Yep.
Get your eyes on.
Yep.
Oh my God. Where are your?
This goes back to the whole thing.
I think. Anyway, but yeah. So we're going to use 1800
All right, so you
tequila.
got the good tequila. Okay.
And as from what I understand, this is what you're supposed to use when you're using
as opposed to the triple sec,
orange, opposed to triple sec. Yes, it's better.
So apparently you can use triple sec. It's something that can be done, but apparently the Cointreau, which is very
I know what it is. I can't enunciate it, so I never say the word.
Yeah, I don't try either. And of course,
is that how you say it, Joey? I don't honestly. I see it. I don't know how to say it.
Yes.
And this is actually pretty.
Just 100%.
Nice.
Oh, it's nice. Okay.
Nice.
100%.
So you got lime juice, but you got a legit lime, right, Joey?
A legit lime. This is a show lime. This is for
just a show lime.
Aesthetic purposes only.
Is it one of those like
they got to take the props off the set. Nope. You don't want to mix them up.
And it's a real lime.
It's a fresh fruit that is being wasted because the theme of this show is waste.
Okay.
Now, just to let you know.
I thought we were already doing loosely related tries, like loosely related tries podcast.
Yes,
every episode,
and pretty much every episode.
And also while we're waiting, I'm having myself a whiskey. You know,
what whiskey brand are you drinking there, Joe?
Right now, I'm drinking a Tap Rye Canadian whiskey.
All right.
I like this,
Yes, I have a bunch now. So
all right. So let me start walking you through
that whiskey, man.
He's getting into it. That's why I said, listen, we got to do something a little bit different. He's like, well, whiskey's Mexican, and I was like, I think he means Scotland, but I see what you're saying.
I do like whiskey. I mean, vodka is always my go-to, but whiskey's probably my second
favorite. Whiskey is good. Yeah. Tequila. So this is a little fun fact. I don't even know if this is even true. This might be another misinformation thing, but apparently margaritas are the healthiest in terms of calories and sugar content mixed drink that you can drink. Apparently.
Can I just
it's the healthiest mixed drink, apparently.
Can I just address something real quick? You guys are seeing everything in reverse, so I'm showing it to your camera, so you're going to have to put the podcast up to the mirror in your bathroom so you can watch it in reverse.
Yeah.
Because you're
What about listening? Do they have to listen to it next to a mirror?
Well, they might want to do that. It will probably be just as funny in reverse as it is forward, so it really won't make a difference.
Exactly. Or maybe probably it'll be funnier than in reverse than it would
actually,
be.
what
I cannot confirm the margarita thing.
Yes, I don't know. I saw that somewhere. I don't know if that's true or not. But anyway, let me open this thing. This isn't even opened yet. So I believe the first step of this entire process is to go ahead and take a shaker bottle or a shaker cup, which is what I have right here. Fill it with glass. Ice, fill it with glass.
Fill it with glass.
Fill it with glass.
Fill it with glass.
Sounds like you're like
he also does a circus show, so he mixes those things up.
Exactly.
He swallows swords, everything.
Fire-breathing swords, bearded lady. I can't
even judge. I've never made a mixed drink. I'm not like a bartender.
Nothing?
You're not a bartender kind of guy?
No, I don't like it. I mean, I don't like go boop, 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 and just shake it up. I'm like, hey, everyone drink. Like, no, I'm not competent.
Brian is
Who has this cocktail with Tom Cruise? They made a whole movie out of it.
Yeah, they literally did.
Hey, can you throw a bottle behind yourself and look good doing it?
They
did a pretty good job, man. I'll tell you what, he does make everything.
I did think I was going to throw bottles on a beach for a living for a short while.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, just like you were going to do the podcore or whatever. Parkour.
I do podcore now.
Podcore. We all do podcore now.
Hardcore podcasting, buddy. You know I do it.
First of all, podcore would be awesome.
How do you make podcasting hardcore? Do you put GoPros on and just like run around the park?
Run around, yeah. Well, we put glass.
Joey,
we put glass in our margaritas. That's how we do it. Podcore.
All right. Let me try to get through this without.
But before you do this, can I ask you one question?
Do you not want me to make the drink?
I want to ask you one question before you make the drink.
Fourth interruption, people.
Before you make the drink, I wanted somebody out there to explain to me why Discord reverses our picture. And that's all I want.
All right, there we go.
So if there's anybody out there who can answer that question, please put it in the comments below.
There we go. All right, so in the meantime, we currently have a shaker bottle, shaker glass, whatever you call it. I can't say the right words again.
You're good.
Filled with ice. We have a little measure cup here. So apparently the recipe calls for, I believe it calls for 2 ounces. Nah. Oh, let me get my glass right here.
This is a shaker.
Get liberal with it, right, Brian?
Yeah. So this calls for, I believe.
Get liberal with that pour.
Yeah. This calls for 2 ounces, but I think they actually mean that's a typo. 8 ounces. 8
ounces because we have to share it with everybody else.
2 ounces.
Take that pour tip
bottom of the bottle.
We got to share it with everyone else.
So 2 ounces.
All right, so while you're pouring it,
yes.
Let me tell you right now, everybody, for those who aren't watching us, he's pouring this like he's afraid he's going to let off a landmine.
Yes.
No, he does. This is my secret.
Look at the concentration level.
Yeah.
Diffuser
All right, so
bomb.
when you put ice in the shaker, right? Do you
the red wire or the blue wire?
What do you read by that? Do you mean ice up to the top?
No, so
I'm serious. Honestly, I'm like, do you do that?
I know. So apparently, I learned this recently. You actually don't want to fill it to the top. You want to have you want to fill it about halfway because you want to have space for it to sort of mix. When you're shaking it up, the idea is that you're shaking it. You want to have enough room so that the ice will hit the other side, break, and kind of break up into it. So that's the idea.
Okay, so if you fill up it's a pint-sized shaker or whatever, you fill it about halfway.
Yes, exactly. About halfway.
Gotcha. Yeah, halfway.
So
I guess that's what
now the recipe does say you can moisten the rim of a glass with a lime. Now I don't have that.
So many people do.
We can moisten it with a lime. We got a lime right here. This is not a prop. It's real lime. Do you want me to moisten it with this lime?
I don't have salt, so it doesn't really matter. That's only for salt. And then
I know people are probably horrified right now. Yes. No salt. I'm going to put salt in my eyes.
Highly controversial.
And my ears.
Yeah. And so you can go ahead though, and you can fill up a separate glass with ice, which I am going to do that. So
he reaches for his ice.
So you're icing, in an actual glass.
Well, he reaches for his
ice. So you don't want it to be warm.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing, Joe. Catching up, Joe.
So he's doing good. He's using his tongs. And he's putting the ice in the glass, and he'll be back in just a second with a glass full of ice.
Look at you. He's got his he has his
glass full of ice. So there we go. So now we have a shaker full of ice and a glass full of ice.
There we go.
So now what's next?
Well, you know what? I think he's really learned a lot from Joe Buck because he sounds just as droning and annoying as Joe Buck does. It's pretty
all right.
Great.
So he's got the jigger out. He's poured his second round of whatever the orange flavored shit is.
The 40.
All right. So now we are pouring the Cointreau into my measuring cup again.
Cointreau.
I'm going to pour that into the shaker cup.
Oh, that smells like orange peel. That smells really good.
It is caught on to that.
Very good.
What do you think that color was about?
It's the color is the bottle.
Blue raspberry.
The color is the bottle. The bottle's.
Why do they have blue raspberry on here?
And now we're pouring a little bit of lime, the nice lime.
I have poured my lime.
Ryan, that's how you know you're at a fancy party when someone brings like blue razzie. For a drink.
So. I have I've poured my lime juice into my glass over here. I got 1 ounce of that.
Pouring,
adding that into the shaker cup. That is now in there. So now everything is in here, right? We got it in. Now I'm going to go ahead and try to do my best impression of what was it?
A shaker girl.
Tom Cruise in Born on the 4th of July.
Cocktail.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's it.
Whoa! Look at me.
You gotta take off your shirt, man. What are you doing?
That's nuts.
Tom Cruise supposed to literally destroy the ice then?
Tom Cruise in Minority Report. What? Yeah. All right. So now
3 cogs.
We have shaken it. It actually smells really good.
Shake and bake.
It smells incredible. It smells like a margarita. That's weird.
I'll tell you what, I'm not a tequila fan. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, this should
I drank a lot of it when I was younger and it didn't go over well.
All right, so I have my shaker cup. You need one of these. It's a strainer thing. You probably have one.
Okay.
Keeping the ice
Everybody
out, right?
has strains for margaritas.
Now you're gonna have ice in your actual drink too, right?
Yeah, so I have ice in the glass. I am going to pour it. It's going to come out and hopefully not spill all over this
Can everybody
thing.
see that? It's pouring into a glass, and the pour
only
is...
the people watching it can probably see it, I'm guessing.
Yes, exactly.
Now, I would give that probably a 9.6 out of 10 on the pour.
Like a good pour.
I
feel like they really blew it
9.7 on the pour, so you got a 9.65 on the pour.
All right, 9.65
I will say no salted rim. Got to detract 2 points.
Yes,
that is true. So we are down. You're down. But that's still not bad. bad.
So then,
overall,
of course, as always,
on 3 reviews, that's not terrible. It's probably like a 9.5.
Stick that lime in his eyes, Joey.
It's just like next time I do a drink, I'm going to tape his mouth shut so I can actually go ahead and talk during my demonstration. Anyway,
you asked me to commentate right before we started the show. You said commentate.
I immediately regret it.
So I'm commentating, and so is Brian.
I'm
doing commentating. I got the Joe Buck headset on. Brian's giving you some review points.
I now feel how the CBS owners must feel when Joe Buck took the job. They're like, oh, crap, who hired this jerk?
Well, it could always be worse.
All right, so then you take your little lime wedge, you slice it down the middle, and you garnish it with a lime, and that, my friends, is supposed to be, apparently,
my drink.
The perfect margarita. Well,
all right, now you guys take a sip. Let me know.
All right, so don't worry, we're both going to take a sip. We both got it.
Moment of truth.
Wow, it's very good. It's very good. You know what? I got to stir it up a bit, maybe. Pretty good.
You never stirred it.
It's
you
good.
Put the stirrer in
it's
there.
definitely good. Interesting.
You shook it. You shouldn't have to
stir it.
Shook it up.
I shouldn't have to stir it. I shook it. Pretty good. Not bad.
You shook them all night long, man.
No, that's actually
very
perfect.
Good. Very good. I like it.
All right, now let me ask you guys.
A little on the sour side.
Little on the sour side.
Yes,
I think that's what it is. Now, I have no idea because I'm not a margarita drinker.
Yeah.
But I will say, tequila in general to me has a little bit of a sweet taste. I think the lime gives it a nice bite, but the salt probably sets it off, I think.
The salt probably brings it together. That's it.
There's a slight sweetness to it.
It definitely is.
I think the salt makes it enhanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
also probably just makes you thirsty.
It takes a little bit of the bitterness out of those things, too. I know that most Spanish guys, like I went, a friend of mine, they had a party, and there were, Spanish family, and everything they do is with salt. They did the tequila, it's salt. They did the Corona, they put salt in it. Everything was salt. And the first time I ever had a Corona, very first time I ever had a Corona, I drank it. I'm watching them. I'm all in the kitchen. I'm the only gringo in the whole kitchen. And they're like all drinking their thing, and they're putting the lime in. I never even saw the lime before. And then they're like, after they put the lime in, they put the salt, and they put a pinch, and they open the bottle, they dribble the salt into the top of the bottle, and they turn the bottle and invert it. And it was so good. It was like the best. It was really, really good. Now, that's how they drink their Corona. I think most of them do. So,
what are you guys giving the drink?
So,
I would give the drink.
This website gives it a, let's see. So, they give it a 4.3 stars. I would say, I think I would give it a 4.3. If we're being a little bit.
So to make the disclaimer, I don't want to speak for anyone else, but I don't think any of us are really tequilas, are we?
No.
Yeah. So I have nothing to base a rating on except for tequilas that I may have gotten at other places, like you guys, right? You guys got tequilas at bars, maybe Hudson Taco, or when you're away on vacation.
I mean, I want
that homeless guy by the corner.
Yeah, the lemonade stand.
I don't even want to say what you had
the street.
Exchange for that tequila.
Right. Yeah. But it's pretty good.
But I'm not a tequila person, so I would say I go with what's, how they'll say, oh, that's a great brand or whatever, like a Jose Cuervo or Nintendo or something. That's just what I go by. I mean, I like vodka. I'm an enthusiast. And I will just say most of this crap they tell you is great and not good.
Yeah, of course.
So I don't know if that's the same way with
I think it probably is. I will say this, and going to the liquor store, tequila is expensive, man. Like, holy crap.
I bet.
There is no middle. They're like, there's a top shelf, middle shelf, there's a middle third, there's a middle first, and certain alcohols. Tequila's like, well, there's a bottom, and like, bottom, like like bottom, but like not too bad. It's like no bottom, like we just fished it out of the trash can.
Yeah, we just have to find it in the back.
And,
it was sitting there for a while.
Gold-plated, Tears of Angels. Oh, how much is that? $5 million. That's how much do you get? Like a teardrop.
You get a shot glass of a good one for like $100, but you just smell it. You don't even
pretty much.
Here's a smell of the shot.
Here's a smell. There was like no middle shelf.
You could just buy like glasses of just breathable tequila air, and it's like really expensive.
For $20, you can stand in the same room as the bottle.
That's the bottle.
Like most uninitiated, I do the typical thing where I'm like, well, I guess I'm at a Mexican place. Let me get a margarita. That's literally probably the only time I'll have one.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't go home and buy one. Do you guys do that?
Nope.
Not necessarily.
Because you got to make it. There's too much work into it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
I'm pretty much a straight spirits drinker. I don't drink a lot of mixed stuff.
Well,
I really don't drink that much in general.
I drink. I
okay,
mix
Brian,
drinks.
we've seen what you do.
Yeah, exactly. So
I mean,
I see what's what.
yeah,
you know what? Before, let me just say, I'm gonna. You guys keep doing this. I made a promise to some people I have upstairs to make some margaritas. Well, I don't want to take up any more time on the podcast for that. So if you guys want,
that margarita is the bathroom, and his promise is he has to use it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
so you guys keep doing what you do. I will be back. I'm gonna take some of these ingredients with me. So just
hey, don't
that.
run away. I have to whisk. Are you taking the drink?
AKA, he's going to be making them in his room.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm keeping the drink then. If you're leaving, I'm keeping the drink.
Well, I've already drinking half of it. So.
This is probably a lot less interesting for the people who are just listening. People.
All right, so now.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to go to our patented bar area over here.
So now we're going to have
in the background. This is getting real professional.
Now my son is going to the patented bar area that we're going to eventually probably. We should have had we should have had the podcast for this.
I was so close to just coming over today. I was like, it's over. Quarantine over. I'm coming over.
I think that we'll all get together very soon. The only thing with you that makes me a little nervous is the fact that you're still working with a bunch of people. You're in healthcare. You're with the people, and you work
but you
with
know what I
people
will
every
say
day.
this.
But I personally am not that nervous about it.
That's the same reason I didn't want to come over because I'm in healthcare and I'm directly treating patients all the time.
Yeah, and you're not.
I think I'm probably the most cognizant to wearing PPE all the time.
Right.
I don't think there's a chance they have it. I'm 100% sure they have it.
Yeah, and I don't think.
So I'm knock on wood. I've been swabbing people with a 52% rate of positives, and I haven't had the sniffles.
I think the lockdown for the podcast should probably end for the next episode, simply because.
Yeah,
because I think what everyone else. I went back to work full time. I don't think it's I don't think it's spreading. If everyone is conscious about it, we have sanitizer and we wash our hands and keep ourselves.
Oh, I don't leave the house, so there's no way I have anything.
Right, so we know you're not sick, or if you have, you're
Don't
asymptomatic.
go out that often, but when they do, they're not as cognizant because they're like, well, they may or may not have it. I may wash my hands. I take 100% precaution because I know they have it.
Oh yeah,
right. So
in some ways, it's almost like easier for me. I always wear PPE. I always wear an N95.
Yeah, because you have to.
Yeah, right. When I'm at work, I wear the mask. I don't do the N95, but we have the little
surgical mask. Right?
Yeah, the surgical masks and the gloves, and you wash your hands every time. We have Purell at every exit in the building, so you can you can Purell your hands 100 times a day.
What happened with the shoes you're wearing? Did you trade that with a homeless man who had COVID? Or?
No, this is I saved somebody. I gave him my shoes and I donated my shoes to help. Okay. Your unemployment when you go on unemployment later on. I say it's a Rob Hickson unemployment fund. So listen, I got like $3.
You never know.
I got like $20 for my shoes, and I bought these, and then I took the rest of the money. I donated it to your fund.
Okay,
of course.
So guys, sticking with the theme, I'm just going to give a quick review, I guess, on this pre-made mixer. Right?
Yep.
Okay. So real briefly, I came on my way home like most white people. I was like, I have to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Let me get drunk for Cinco de Mayo.
Right.
So I wanted to actually
another excuse, right?
Exactly right. Yeah. Oh, it's because thank you, Mexico, whatever you did.
Let's right. Yep.
So I was talking to Joe Hassett earlier. We are talking about the podcast and get ready.
Right.
And dude, my dumb head didn't even think of it until you said it. About like maybe we should go talk. I was like, I should have went to any of the 20 friggin' delicious legit places near me to get tacos.
Yeah,
I called like 3 different places at 4:30 or so. Right after I talked to you, I couldn't get through to one. It was like I called 3 in a row, over off the hook.
You should have just went to Taco Bell then, man. You probably could have gone to Taco Bell. Got it
authentic Mexican food.
You could have gone to Quiznos on the other side. Is that what it is? Quiznos. You got to go to Quiznos. You could have gone to, I don't know.
My wife was like, Elsie's place is doing Cinco de Mayo. Elsie's is 2 98-year-old women. What the hell do they know about?
Yeah, well,
I could do my own Cinco de Mayo. I love making Mexican food.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, surprise guest behind me.
Surprise guest. Okay.
So I stop at Mid-Valley Wine Liquors, like Joey was saying earlier, it was friggin' packed.
Right.
So I got this. Now, I will make two caveats real quick.
Two caveats.
I don't drink tequila very often.
Okay.
And I'm not one for flavors.
Right.
So I'll say that right out. And this is 1800, the ultimate margarita, ready to serve watermelon. Made with premium tequila, triple sec liqueur, natural flavor, which I just learned from you guys. It's not the legit stuff. Anyway.
Right. That seems like almost a double cultural type of drink, if you know what I mean. So
I filled up my giant.
So Jack Skellington?
Yes.
Jack
when I made before Christmas.
Nice.
I've been waiting to use this. This is literally the first time I've ever used this cup.
I have one of those hard rock
ball.
glasses.
Huh.
Right. So there you go. It's the same type of deal.
Same thing, yeah.
Filled it up with ice. Got my little rubbery straw because I'm trying to be sensitive to the Earth's needs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. I have.
And I will say it's not disgusting, but it is. I don't have a sweet tooth. Like I like savory things, and it's much too sweet for me.
I don't have a sweet tooth either.
Yeah, it's very sweet. I think this is definitely.
I have one sweet tooth left. That's all I've got.
You only have one tooth left.
Yes, that's what I mean.
It's definitely not sweet. That thing is black and it's probably deformed.
It's still sweet on the inside.
Yeah,
like the rest.
But you have a
I would say salt would help it, but I think this is a drink that I would probably do for today, and I'd give it to my wife.
Yeah, all right.
I just it's not for me.
Yeah,
it's just super sweet. I think a little more legit, like the way Joey.
You know what I think you should do, Rob?
Yeah.
You know what I think you should do, Rob? I think you should just put that down, give it to your wife, get in your car, drive over here, and finish the last 20 minutes of the podcast at our house so you can have some tequila and stuff with us tomorrow.
On my way, man. I was so close to coming by today. My wife.
Yeah, I know. We were talking about it on the phone. Yeah. Well, what I had said,
I'll wear my 95 there. I don't care.
Rob, you're the. Well, that's what I was even going to say too. I have a lot. I watch a lot of podcasts that are obviously still meeting in person. Every now and then you'll see a guest with he'll have a mask on or something like that or whatever. But I mean, literally speaking, we have a table that probably actually is almost exactly 6 feet, and you and I sit apart from each other.
And I have plexiglass too that I can put dividers up. I'll put 3 dividers up.
So Rob, my theory was you and I. So Rob, my theory was we build soundproof glass around my dad, so then you and I could just have a conversation finally for once without being interrupted. I mean, that would be
actually
pretty cool.
Just a long con. Joey and I discussed this 6 years ago.
Yeah, right.
We said we'll have a long con plan.
We knew this was.
We'll have a pandemic come through. It'll involve a lot of people.
It's going to be just a weird coincidence.
We actually did start the coronavirus.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And that just goes to show you just how successful this freaking podcast is. It's been going on for years now.
Yeah, Joey, before you came back, I was just saying briefly, just to recap, I don't want to be redundant for our audience, but...
Oh, really? You mean like how we do every episode?
we repeat 6 items over an hour and see if anyone notices. Yeah. But I'm telling I thought the same exact way as your dad. I was like, I don't want to put anyone at risk, particularly because without giving any personal information away, you had a close relative of yours who is, not well.
Right.
And we need to be extra cautious.
Right.
And just in general, I mean, you have some people with asthma in your house, et cetera. You just want to be conscientious and considerate to your fellow.
Absolutely.
Your guys are my best friends. I don't want to get anyone sick. You guys are all like family to me.
Yeah, family. I
certainly don't want to be the risk for that. But I was thinking in certain ways, even though I'm the one who swabs people all the time, the one who goes out.
Yeah.
Knock on wood, I've never been sick, but I think it's because I'm so conscious of that fact that there's not a chance they have it. They're 100% they have it.
Yeah. Well,
I treat everybody like that.
Exactly.
Right. So thus I wear masks and wash my hands constantly.
Right. Rob, I remember you telling me, Rob, when we had talked about it one day, you were telling me like, you had lost so many nurses and you were like, well, I haven't gotten sick. And then you were telling me like, well, before it got really bad, you were the one with like full PPE. People were laughing at you. Like they were like kind of making fun of you for being overboard a little bit. And you were kind of more or less saying that, we got a guest over here. What's up? That's the infamous Georgie making an appearance.
Hey, Georgie.
Making his second appearance on the podcast. Don't forget, he made an appearance during the live stream.
Margarita from me?
You mean my margarita? You can't steal something that's been stolen.
Yeah, where did the margarita go?
That's like you can't steal from somebody that's been stolen.
Doesn't work because I stole it from you.
You have right there. You want 2 drinks? Why get none? That's not how podcasts work. You don't get not.
Everybody when the liquor store closes.
Everybody gets loosely related.
I thought I made the rules up here.
No, well, I mean, if that was the case, I guess
in the basement here.
If that were the case, I think we would probably be encased in some kind of a weird vortex of Star Trek, Harry Potter, and I don't know, maybe like the Spanish American Civil War.
No, I don't know. Actually, there's a good third one, probably.
Just a general sense of malaise.
Yeah,
and
pretty
boredom.
much. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, but anyway,
guys, we're cruising into our 25. We did the 2 reviews. What we got, Joey?
All right, so we got this. So all right, so we did our review. I hope you guys liked the margarita. I liked it. It was good.
Margarita was good. We'll have to do some more drink reviews.
The drink reviews thing is something new, but we do like to do. We do like to do some recurring segments here on this podcast. One of the things that we've always liked, we've always done a lot of, is trivia. We've done a lot of it in the past, but a lot of it is centered around things that we know really well, which I don't think is very fair. Like when you go on Jeopardy, you don't say, but okay, just make sure that the topics are Game of Thrones, cheeseburgers, fast food chains, and I don't know, like maybe like my favorite actresses who have been naked on film, stuff like that. That's not what you do. No, well, I mean, maybe you could. Maybe on like like a special
It's
edition,
Star Trek.
a late night Jeopardy.
It's Star Trek.
Yeah.
What if they had a late night Jeopardy? That'd be hilarious.
That would be pretty.
Alex Trebek, that might be hilarious to watch. That.
Isn't that just SNL?
I was going to just say that.
Yes, you're right.
Your mother Trebek.
Yeah. Or it's loosely related
That's not what
podcast.
your
the way that
mother
we did
said.
it. Oh man! But anyway, so
Mom's a filthy animal Trebek.
rough. That's the way your mother likes it. But so I set up a trivia thing this week for something that we are just it's going to be bad. Now, luckily, I know the answers. I didn't even want to take part in it, so I'm lucky this week. I'm going to be the host again, like that Jeopardy segment. So I know the answers. Oh wow,
you
over
get to
here.
be the guy who's getting better.
I get to be the guy that gets to laugh and with all of the viewers and stuff like that. Which
now, there's no punishment this round because he's not involved, so he can't. You know,
we haven't done our punishment.
We haven't even done the punishment. That's the thing. Here's how loosely related. This is how loosely related we are at Loosely Related Podcast. We have all of these contests, and we have punishments for those contests, and then we never.
Listen, Joey and I have forgotten. You got some comeuppance coming to you.
You got some comeuppance.
Anyway, it's just going to be. We're going to just have a whole, just like dedicated day to just punishment day, and we'll just
the behind the scenes thing. I don't know,
and we'll just do a whole day just
punishments. I would be down for that for sure. We are like 3 punishments behind right now. Like it's
I don't think there's been any served punishments, have there? Except for mine and Ryan.
Me and Rob. Me and Rob had
what we were supposed to do.
It was terrible.
Yeah,
it was the worst. It was the worst punishment I've ever had.
It's so much satisfaction because we haven't had any.
I got Saturday detention in high school like twice, and that was a walk in the park compared to having to watch after last season. I would rather. Oh my gosh, that's my hell. A Saturday detention where all you do is watch on repeat after last season. That's my hell. I now know what my hell is.
That's my actual Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They made us stop. They investigated. They said we're going to have to go back to waterboarding.
This
is too much.
This is
way too severe.
They told us everything.
So I think what we're going to do here. This is a Cinco de Mayo trivia contest segment, whatever you want to call it.
That has nothing to do with Cinco de Mayo.
Now, this is going to be, if you guys want, I'm going to let the 3 of you decide. Do you want to do consensus answers or individual? I go around, I ask each one of you.
Oh God,
it's up to you guys.
We'll go around. Go around. Let's just make it. I want to look. I want to see who's the stupidest.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
That works.
It's probably going to be me. But
yeah, that's going to be really ironic. I'm going to save that clip. And then when we do our Instagram clips this week, it's going to be, I want to see who stupid is. And then it's going to just kind of cut to, I lost.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So.
And we'll have to just make that's going to be the clip. You just did the clip for us. So.
Exactly. All right. So here we go. So this is going to be Cinco de Mayo trivia. It's trivia all about Mexico, the country of Mexico. All right. So question number 1, and don't worry, it is multiple choice. All right. So we're going to go around.
Who's going first?
We're going to go around. Just you're the closest to me right now. I mean, Rob is literally, just for everyone who doesn't know, Rob's right there. He's just off camera. He's just sitting over there in the corner, and you can't tell.
He's actually sitting on my lap, and no one could tell.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Listen, Brian is an amazing film editor. You guys have no idea. That was great.
I don't even know if I'm that good, but.
All right, so question number 1 is, what bird is on the Mexican flag, Mexico's flag? What bird is on Mexico's flag? Is it A, an ostrich, B, a hawk, C, a seagull, or D, an eagle? Dad, what do you got? We got ostrich, hawk, seagull, eagle.
I am going to say a seagull.
All right, Rob?
You're an idiot. I'm going to... What? Oh, my God. I don't even remember all these.
Ostrich, eagle, hawk, or...
ostrich, eagle, hawk, seagull.
Seagull.
It's an eagle.
All right, Brian, ostrich, eagle, hawk, seagull.
I'm going to say a hawk.
All right, the answer is eagle. Rob got it. Rob gets it. Congratulations, Rob. You are one
Rob's
more
Googling
question
that
away.
shit right now.
There we go. That's what he's.
No, I'm not.
He's
shout out.
Good idea.
He has a smart chalice in his hand right now. That's what he has. A smart chalice.
I'm not Googling. I'm fact checking.
Yeah. All right. From which country did Mexico gain its independence? Is it A, Brazil, B, Spain, C, the United States, or D, Great Britain?
Spain.
All right, Rob.
Britain.
All right, Brian. Brazil, Spain, U.S., Great Britain.
Spain.
The answer is Spain.
Yeah, we're all tied now. We all got one.
All right. Question number 3. What countries border Mexico? Is it A, United States and Guatemala? B, United States, Guatemala, and Belize? Belize is not a real place. That doesn't even sound real.
No, it isn't a real place.
C, United States and Belize. D, United States, Guatemala, and El Salvador. So we got a bunch of different weird ones here. All right, I'm going to read them again. Ready? United States and Guatemala, the U.S., Guatemala, and Belize, U.S. and Belize, or U.S., Guatemala, and El Salvador.
I think they might be. I'm going to take a shot at this.
Yes.
But,
I
think it's
all
D.
shots.
United States,
Guatemala, and El Salvador.
El Salvador.
All right, Rob, what do we got? U.S., Guatemala, U.S., Guatemala, Belize, U.S., Belize, U.S., Guatemala, El Salvador.
I've been playing Animal Crossing, so based on that information,
yes,
well,
I would say me and 2 raccoons and a duck.
Yes, there we go. Yeah. Rob, what's the currency that people sell on that game right now?
Bells.
Bells. Yeah.
Are we back on that?
Is that a hint for the question?
Next question. Animal Crossing. No.
That's a hint to the answer.
I'm gonna go Guatemala, U.S.
All right, Brian, what do we got?
I think Rod's probably right.
I'm going to go with Belize in U.S.
Okay,
well,
the answer, all 3 of you were wrong. You all chose different answers. No one chose the right one. You all chose it. The answer is U.S., Guatemala, and Belize.
Oh, wow, really?
At least I got the U.S.
I knew that it was 2 that
Brian got.
I knew that it was 2 that bordered on the south, but I couldn't remember. That's why I was kind of humming and hawing. But
nobody cares.
I thought it was snow biome and desert biome from Minecraft.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was Newburgh and Newburgh.
Newburgh and
New Windsor.
That's almost 100% true.
Yes, almost.
Newburgh and New Windsor
anymore, but that's
about it. All right, so this is for all people who watch Narcos. This is a good one.
Okay,
which state is Mexico's largest state? Is it A, Chihuahua, B, Chiapas, C, Sonora, or D, Durango?
Shake.
Dead.
Sonora.
Could you say that again, please?
Chihuahua, Chiapas, Sonora, or Durango?
I'm going to say B.
Chiapas. All right. Rob. Durango. Brian,
Isn't
what do we
like
got?
Durango a car, like a Dodge Durango?
It is.
Dodge Durango. Yeah,
it's a Mexican car.
That's why it's
Durango.
All right, the answer is Chihuahua. Chihuahua is the largest Mexican state.
This is very odd.
It is a tiny dog. It's very weird. It's like a sort of like an oxymoron. No, you got it wrong.
I got it wrong.
Solid
we
wrong.
all have one.
We all have. You have one each. Actually,
we're doing way. We're told us the answers.
We're doing 1,000% better than I thought we would do.
Really? All right. Well, that's pretty good then. All right. So, which state? Here's the reverse. Which state is Mexico's smallest state? This is going to be a brutal for me pronunciation. Is it Morelos, Aguas Calientes, Colima, Tlaxcala?
Aguas Calientes. What is Calientes?
Aguas Calientes.
Toxicology?
I'm going to say Aguas Calientes. Because that's Caliente. Isn't Caliente tiny? Little city?
No. Caliente is hot.
All right, Rob, we got
right.
Morelos, Aguas Calientes, Colima, and Tlaxcala.
I'll go with Chimichanga.
Yes.
Chimichanga for 20 there, Alex.
I guarantee you, Aguas Calientes is not even a town.
Yes,
because it's hot water, right? Like hot water.
I mean, there's.
I'll go with what?
These are.
Sorry, I'm offending so many people.
No, but like first of all, I think my pronunciation has just. We're about to get canceled. We're gonna get canceled off my pronunciation
before we even upload it. It's like you're not even, your upload was blocked.
Let's be like, everything was totally fine until that guy tried to pronounce shit. Yeah,
your upload was blocked. Why? Yeah. They just shake their head.
Dude, you know why.
They don't even say.
You know why. That's the response. You know.
All right.
Why.
What else? How many answers? What you got? A, B, C, D.
A, B, C, D. Yes. A, B, C, D.
Answer's
where
always
did Joey
D.
go?
He said D. I think.
I go with D.
All right, you go D. All right, Brian. You got Morelos, Aguas Calientes, Colima, and Tlaxcala.
I'm gonna go with no, not A. I don't know.
A. All right. The answer is D. Rob got it. Take a shot in the dark.
Wow, nice, Rob.
He got it.
Rob's up to 2, man.
Rob has a
minored in Mexican studies.
Yeah, in Mexican loosely related trivia.
That figures.
All right.
I wanted to go with D.
Number 7. number 6 actually is, in what state is Mexico City, the capital of Mexico, located? Is it Michoacan, Chiapas, Puebla, or D, it is not part of a state?
That's
a little bit of a trick one there. You got A, Michoacan, Chiapas, or Puebla.
I'm going to say it is not part of a state.
All right, Rob.
It's part of Puebla.
All right,
Puebla.
Brian. You got Michoacan, Chiapas, Puebla, not part of a state.
Chiapas.
Part of a state.
All right, the answer is Michoacan. Michoacan is the answer. Rob still has that lead that he was talking about.
You must have done really good in that Mexican studies class, Rob, huh?
Yeah, he did pretty good. Did pretty solid.
Yeah.
Worked out really well for him and his nursing career. All right, number 7 is Mexico's tallest mountain, Pico de Orizaba, is located in which state?
There's no way. There's Mexicans out there that have just freaking called up the state of Mexico and said, please block loosely related podcasts. What is it? Can you repeat that again, please?
Did you even hear the question? The question was, what is Mexico's tall? He got so mad that I said Mexico's tallest. I didn't know he had such a strong stance on Mexico's tallest mountain. No, that's fake news. Fake news. That is not Mexico's tallest mountain. Fake news. That is not Mexico's
you guys didn't know
mountain.
That? I told you I minored. Joe actually majored.
I majored in tallest Mexican mountains.
Topography.
Yeah, he really did.
He's big on that.
I did.
He will get worked up.
Yeah, he really clearly.
Mexican topography, especially when it comes to mountainous areas.
I'm sure. All right, so the question,
and the pronunciations of them.
The question,
which I don't know how to pronounce, but I know that I can recognize when other people can't pronounce them correctly.
For some reason, which that makes
something
sense.
That I talented.
Sort of. Yep. I wish you could apply that to being a podcast host, where you could see that and other people do that stuff. That would be pretty interesting. But anyway, all right. So number 7 is Mexico.
For that C comment.
The C comment.
Wow.
I got to stand up for Al, right? So someone's got to stand up. Everyone's calling him a hobbit last episode. Now, but this episode.
I didn't start that. It just came up. So now I'm just kind of rolling with it.
It wasn't me. So who did it? It was that guy. It was this guy.
First of all, guys, it's called a shire.
I think Rob made fun of it.
Right.
I think Rob made fun
of hobbit housing.
I live in the. I live in the project Shire. I live in the projects. I grew up in.
There probably is one, right? If you go too far to the north, there's always a project area.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Rob started the Hobbit thing. When we had the loosely related conversation, I think he said something about being in a Hobbit hole or something, whatever. And it's for me, it's stuck. I have to keep going with the Hobbit.
I don't know about that.
Thing.
I think you've been calling him a Hobbit since
he
you saw that.
He does look like a Hobbit,
kind
of. So I just have to keep going with that.
All right. So
he's a very proud Hobbit. Hobbits are very proud people, Rob. So you should be very proud of them.
Not people, douche.
They're not people.
Well, they're hobbits, yes.
All right.
The Shire folk. You're a Shire folk.
Look at you. Yep.
All right.
I mean, listen, I don't even know. I'm kind of at a loss. I forgot where. We're doing a podcast, right? Is this a podcast?
Yeah, we are.
All right.
Now ask the question.
All right. Question time. All right. So back to the highly controversial question 7. Mexico's tallest mountain, Pico de Orizaba, is located in which state or states? Ooh. Is it Veracruz and Puebla?
Yes.
Hidalgo and Mexico? Or Yucatan or Tabasco?
No. Yucatan and Tabasco. I might go with Tabasco.
Potatoes and potatoes.
Yes, this is
Let's go.
All right,
let's go.
I'm going to go with Yucatan and Tabasco because I think on Tabasco's. If you see
it's one of the other. Yucatan is C, Tabasco is D.
I'm going to go with Tabasco
because more clearly. Yeah, sorry about that.
I'm going to go with Tabasco because I think if I remember correctly, on the Tabasco bottle, there's a picture of a mountain on the Tabasco bottle.
Maybe.
Hey, interesting. Okay, all right, interesting theory. Look at that, using actual.
I'm not using
memory recall.
I'm not using my. I'm not using my studies in topography.
There's a mountain on it, so it's D.
Yeah,
I'm gonna agree.
All right, Brian's gonna agree. Rob, what do you got?
I'd take the 5th.
The fifth. All right.
We don't have 5. There's only 4, right?
Yeah,
4. We got 4. So we got Veracruz and Puebla, Hidalgo and Mexico.
No, the 5th. I choose not to incriminate myself for something.
Fair enough.
So he's not
that's because he's winning.
The answer is A. You guys both got it wrong. Rob is still in the lead. He still got it. All right, number 8. We're almost through it. Don't worry. Now you can all see. Listen, this is how we do when it's something that we don't know. Wait till next week. Next week we're gonna do the
Joey's
flat
gonna
Earth.
get us all like beat up by somebody.
Yeah,
conspiracy theories, flat Earth.
Oh, I can't wait till we get beat up by the flat Earthers next week. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be really awesome.
There was a full moon out today.
All right, Mexico's largest lake, Lago de Chapala, is located in which states?
I didn't even know they even had states in Mexico.
I didn't know that either. I'm gonna
Ready?
How come they don't have stars on their flag?
Well, we don't know about that. I don't know.
Because we copyrighted it?
We copyrighted it. TM.
Yeah.
TM. It's like loosely related. It's like, why don't they have loosely related in their flag? Well, because it's copyrighted.
Exactly.
That's the only reason.
Because
that's the only reason.
There would only be
no other reason. They wanted to, but then they're like, oh, it's copyrighted.
But there would only be 4 stars on their flag.
Yeah. Well, no, there'd be 1 star.
It would be from.
And there'd be like 4. Are those stars? They're really, really tiny.
There would be
really
1
small.
star, and then there would be several stars around my head after being beaten to death by people with my stupid jokes.
All right, so we got.
But anyway,
I'm just gonna. We're gonna say. All right, so here's the answer. So the largest lake is located where we got A is Jalisco and Michoacan, B Guerrero and Michoacan, C Pueblo and Veracruz, or D Chiapas and Tabasco. C. All right, Brian, what do you got? We got Jalisco and Michoacan, Guerrero and Michoacan, Pueblo and Veracruz, and Chiapas and Tabasco. A, B, C, or D?
I really want the Tabasco answer.
All right.
Right.
I got to agree with them too. I know Pablo is pretty big, and you're saying River, and so is C.
So, all right, C. All right, the answer apparently is A. Jalisco and Michoacan. There we go. All right, this is a little bit easier one to remember for all these names. Number 9 is, what is the dominant religion in Mexico?
That's easy.
Is it Roman Catholic?
Yes.
Is it Seventh-day Adventist or Protestant? Yep, it is a Roman Catholic. Look at that.
That's 100%.
It is now.
I didn't answer,
but
that's in most of Spanish.
All right, here we go.
Very Catholic one.
They are. So now the final question of the night is, what do people go to Anguengueo, Michoacan to see? Now, that's hard to say, but do they go to see A, the narrowest house in the world, B, the Sumendero Canyon, C, the Copper Canyon, or D, the monarch butterflies?
Monarch butterflies.
All right, Rob. Okay, we got the
canyon or cannon. Did you say cannon?
There's the
canyon.
Copper Canyon and the Sumendero Canyon.
Yeah, they go to see Nick Cannon.
They go to see Nick Cannon. America's Got Talent. That's what they go to see there for. Mexico's Got Talent.
Which canyons were there?
The Sumendero Canyon and the Copper Canyon. Or the monarch butterfly, the narrowest house, the cannon.
The Sumendero.
There's that one cannon that's there. That's a really nice cannon.
Are there sumo wrestlers in the Sumo Canyon?
I don't know. It's the Sumendero Canyon.
Sumendero. That's probably like the master.
That's where you're going to go, Brian. All right, the answer is monarch butterflies.
I knew it.
Dad coming in,
I just tied up Rob. You know why I knew that? Because I just saw it.
I wish you could tie me up, you pervert.
Oh, I will tie you up. You better come over here right now, Rob.
There we go.
Jesus.
All right.
Well, I now have a double punishment.
You know why I tie you up? Because I don't want you drinking all my freaking whiskey when you get here.
Yeah, that's what it is. Well, we know he's not going to drink tequila unless we.
Well, we only have one bottle
of
that
now. Pour the tequila into the whiskey bottle and say, "What kind of whiskey is that?" It's just new whiskey. It's like a really interesting kind of whiskey.
Pour the tequila into the vodka bottle. The vodka bottle. That's what he likes to drink.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we usually do. Put water. We just put water in the vodka bottles before each podcast, and we just Rob's actually really just hydrated. He's not drunk. He's just very, very hydrated. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah,
that's how that works.
That's all it is. It's all good.
That's how you do it.
I need to go back to a job tomorrow.
Yes. All right. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast.
Wait, we're not done. Are we going to do the part? I wanted to.
Oh, it's done.
I really wanted to bring. I was really looking forward to the part you were talking about the movies that were coming out, the different movies that we liked.
That were coming out.
Not coming out. Right. The movies that you were talking about that had to do with Mexico or from Mexico or from Mexico.
I was just saying, if anybody,
I thought that would be really cool.
Well, I was just going to say, if you had any yourself that you had thought of, one of the things we had thought about talking about was.
And I wanted to mention a couple other things too before we close out the show. So,
well, what did you want to mention?
Well, one of the things I wanted to mention, you wanted to talk about the movies that like when we first talked before the show started, we talked about different famous movies that came from Mexico or were filmed in Mexico, like Sicario.
Nacho Libre.
Nacho Libre.
Well, that either that took place there, or either.
Where is my phone? So you had a list. So why don't you pull up that list?
Well, I'm not going to pull the list. That list was more just for us. But thanks for giving away all Loose Related's insider secrets.
Well,
all right, those are inside secrets.
But there's some good things I think in there that people out there, especially now during
we can watch nachos and watch Nacho Libre.
There's some great. There's some other ones.
There's some pretty good movies in there.
I saw it a long time ago.
Nacho Libre is currently on Netflix. That's something you can definitely watch.
Everything seems to be on Netflix.
A lot of those movies I was going through and I was finding out that most of them are not on Netflix, but the ones that are definitely ones that I would highly recommend. If you have not seen Nacho Libre, that is a really hilarious movie. Jack Black is at the top of his game in that movie.
I've never seen it. And
if you can get over the somewhat offensive Mexican accent, you could definitely enjoy the movie. But besides
Joe,
that,
did you just say that's on your bucket list?
I've never seen Nacho Libre, and I've always been interested in seeing it. Joey, today when we were talking about it, he mentioned it, and I love Jack Black in a lot of different movies, and I think it would probably be. Really
I will say, Joe, this is
way
more dry, and it's not like his. It's
not one of his best.
It's also much dry. It's just different. It's very different.
Very different. Very different.
All right, so.
Some of the ones I had mentioned was these movies are going to be a little hard to find, but Sicario is another one. I believe Sicario might be on Hulu.
You have a two of those, right? Was both of them in Mexico, or
so they were both. Sicario had certain parts of the movie that were filmed in Mexico City. The scenes from Juarez were not filmed in Juarez. They could not get anywhere near Juarez. I mean, Juarez legitimately is a very. It's very sad, but it is a very dangerous city. As a matter of fact, if you look,
it was a great movie.
If you look it up in the news, when they were looking for areas before Narcos Mexico had come out, when they were looking for locations, they were doing location scouting in Juarez. And unfortunately, while they were there, their caravan was, I guess, attacked by cartel members. And the lead location scout on Narcos was killed in the attack. But yeah, so I mean, it's just.
I don't want to sound insensitive, but you ever go to the crap areas? Is the best White House the best food?
Yeah.
Can you imagine how good the food is in Juarez?
It's probably really good. I'll bet.
It's like the backseat. Best authentic Mexican food.
I bet you it is the best shit you will ever have. I mean,
like risk getting killed over.
We went to St. Martin on vacation, and I'm telling you, like that whole vacation was just the food that you eat there was the greatest. It's all gone. That is entirely
gone already.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is entirely gone. But yeah, I mean, if you want to go through a few of the ones that you like, you go through.
You mentioned a few, and I thought they were really good, but then. You gave me inspiration. Just look into it and see what else was, movies that came from Mexico or famous films that had to do with Mexico or whatever. And I came across a few that I think would be great. There's a couple that I actually want to check out. I haven't seen, but these are ones that I think anybody who haven't seen them, should check them out. And if you have seen them, see them again because they're great anyway.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool. The Magnificent Seven.
Yeah.
All right. So the Magnificent Seven. It's both an ensemble cast of Yul Brynner, Eli Wallach, Steve McQueen, Charles Bronson, Robert Vaughn, James Coburn, Brad Dexter, and it was shot. It was about Mexico. It was about these guys with big gunslingers, and they come into Mexico, and there's this town, and they're being bullied by these Mexican bandits. They come in there, and they're taking their food and threatening them and threatening town, and all these.
When did this come out, Joe? What year is
this came out in 1960.
Okay.
And it's just a great classic film. I don't know if have you ever seen it, Rob? You ever seen the original Magnificent? They had a remake
that came out with Chris Pratt, Denzel Washington, I believe, played
Ethan
the main
Hawke
character.
Oh, really?
That actually wasn't bad either. That was not terrible.
I didn't see it. I had heard that it wasn't particularly good.
I kind of enjoyed the comparison.
Not that long ago, like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't a long time ago. It might have been longer than that, but still, it was. Yeah, it was. I like to do the comparison between it because the characters that they had with the remake were cool. Cool actors, like actors who would.
Do you like things like spaghetti westerns? And
it depends on what they are. There's certain ones I do because they're just classic ones, and I'll mention a couple of other ones. Like my very next one that you talk about spaghetti westerns. The next one is A Fistful of Dollars with Clint Eastwood.
I've never seen. You know what? I got to say that's a big hole in my.
I love
movie, your film repertoire.
They are
my film repertoire. I haven't seen a lot of his movies. I like him much. much more from what I've known from both things as a director and an actor.
Yeah. Now, when you get later on in his in his early career, it was all spaghetti westerns. It was Fistful of Dollars, Hang 'em High, all these different things. The Good, Bad, the Ugly. They're all like made in very low budget spaghetti western type films.
Sergio Leone.
But they're classic.
Yep.
He carried those movies because it wasn't much talking. It was just his looks. It was just the way he looked at people and stuff, you know. And his grunting.
But the score, the film score for those movies were, I mean, like the Good, the Bad, the Ugly is that famous scene, the famous, you know, the very famous I mean, like that whole sequence there's no dialogue for like a good 5 minutes.
Just like you can picture it with just the music. You picture like a tumbleweed going and birds on it.
And you know, he never had, for his first three or four or maybe more of his spaghetti western films, he never had a character name. He never had a name. There was no name. He had no name.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's a cool little.
It was just.
I've seen some of the big westerns, but not a lot of them. I never really got into them.
You have to get into because they're really classic.
I always thought they were like, and I know this isn't the case because I know a lot of people love them, but I always thought they were kind of lowbrow.
They are, but they're also classics. But you have to see them because it builds the Clint Eastwood.
Magnificent Seven, I would say, does not fall into that category.
No, luckily, absolutely not. That's
that. I think does a very good job of keeping it. You know, I would argue that that's relevant to today. I would argue that would still be relevant, honestly, to today. You could make that movie today the exact same way they made it back then, and it would. That's almost like
like an, I wouldn't say epic, but almost like, you know how Midway is. You have all these classic actors in Midway, and they have this whole thing, and they make it just it's an epic film, right?
Well, literally that movie. So Magnificent Seven is basically a bunch of hero gunslingers come and save a bunch of indigenous
people who just have nobody to defend them,
taken advantage of.
Right, and
that's literally what it is. I mean,
and they do it basically out of the goodness of their hearts. They don't do it for anything.
People have no money, nothing, and then you know, it's very.
They came in expecting something, I think, and then they just in the end they were not going to do anything. I don't want to do anything. But basically that's what the story. He come in to help these people out and whatever. But it's really cool.
Yes,
I noticed that's totally off relation, but I had wanted to tell Joey about it a while ago, and you just reminded me about Joe.
Yeah,
Star Wars, great movie, of course, Coen Brothers, whatever. But I'm a huge fan of True Grit. I've seen that movie.
And
probably 15 times.
And there's the original one.
Both the original, right?
The original with John Wayne, and then the new one with
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges, right?
Matt Damon's in that.
And the girl who
know who's better than all of them in that is the girl. She's better than both of them.
And the girl that's in that is the star. And I just learned this the other day.
Who is that, Brian? Tell us.
Haley Steinfeld. She's a great actress.
Amazing in that.
Yeah, and she plays in the newest.
She steals like every scene.
In Yellow Jacket.
I might watch it again.
The Transformers.
So much.
Do you know in Yellow Jacket the latest?
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee, right?
Yeah,
Yellow Jacket.
Yellow
Jacket.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, Yellow Jacket. They're going to make the Yellow Jacket, which is the
Yellow
sequel
Jacket is
to
the
it.
Kids Bop version of Bumblebee. That's
Hornets.
Yeah.
Did you see
I was close. I had the right color.
Yeah, but there is no color in the name, so. I mean,
all right. So anyway, but Bumblebee.
Yes,
she's the same.
Bumblebee
anyway, Bumblebee Tuna. So here's another one that I don't know if you guys ever saw this, but you should definitely check it out because it's definitely a classic. It's a comedy.
Yeah.
And when I was growing up, it was everybody had this LP. It was an album. Just an album of these guys.
Yes,
and it was a movie, and they made it into a movie, but it was the Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke.
Oh,
I've seen it a million times.
Wow, nice.
And it's not so much that it took place in Mexico. It says that these two guys who were, it's all about these pothead guys, and it's just and they had this whole classic act when they were younger. When I was growing up in the 70s. 1870s. They put out albums, Cheech and Chong, Cheech and Chong, and they would do it was all about marijuana and smoking pot and just stupid crap. And it eventually, like everything else, like Jackass became a movie. Well, Up in Smoke was the Jackass of its time.
The whole time,
yeah. That was the first Jackass of its time, really. Up in Smoke.
Yeah.
All right. It was the Mexican version of Jackass.
Yeah,
basically.
and then some guy got.
I want to go that part.
Jackass.
The
guy sat in a porta potty and got launched into the sky.
But
that was hilarious.
Well,
remember that whole thing? That was
an extreme version of Jackass, right? Obvious of Up in Smoke. But these guys basically started out kind of the way the guys in Jackass did, in the sense that
it's probably more similar to like Hangover or something like that. I bet. Think of that, like that movie, Hangover, Old School.
No. These guys were just guys who used to start doing they did these these things on their own.
They were very like fish out of water.
Yeah, and they just did like just stupid like being high like skits.
You know, like Joe. You know, like a dude, where's my car? And he's like, dude, sweet. Imagine that for like an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, but it was all about smoking and just being stupid cops pulling over. They did all these skits, and they made a movie out of it. And it's really funny. It's a funny movie, so you should check it out.
All right.
The Three Amigos, which is a movie I saw.
That's a funny movie. That's with
Steve Martin Short, Steve Martin, and Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
And
good movie.
That's just a funny movie. So if you want to check that out, and then there's the
Chevy Chase pre-racism.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, and then one that I watched when I was high one day, and I didn't know what the hell this movie was. I was watching it. At first, I was like, what is this movie? And I was like, just really cruel. It's like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? They're being so mean to these people. And then it turns into a vampire movie. So I probably just spoiled that movie if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
From Dusk Till Dawn is the movie. Yep.
Correct.
For High Watch, that wasn't even that long ago. What the hell?
Yeah.
That was in the 90s.
Yeah, so I mean, but that was a crazy movie. And there's one I never saw before, but after watching this, I said I have to watch this one.
Yeah. Okay.
Borderland.
I don't know what that is.
All right, so it's not for the faint of heart. Borderland is a gory, gruesome horror flick that is inspired by the true story of Adolfo. All right, so it's a nickname, the Godfather Mexican drug lord who started a religious cult in the 1980s that practiced both animal and human sacrifices. Brian Presley, Ryder Strong, and Sean Arden star in this
Ryder
dark
Strong from
thriller.
Boy Meets World?
Yeah, I guess.
Where the hell is this from?
And Arden Starr.
You remember Roger Strong from Boy Meets World? He was a troublemaker best friend.
I don't remember that. I watched the show a little bit. I don't remember that show that well, but yeah.
And altogether, it didn't garner much mainstream attention. Borderland absolutely slayed in the minds of horror fans and critics alike.
All right.
And as far as some honorable mentions, I think I wanted to mention Traffic, but I think you mentioned it in the other one. So
yeah, well, I had said. I mean, we had mentioned it on the podcast, but yeah, there's a few good ones you could watch.
It is Boy Meets World, huh?
Yeah, no, that is that
wow,
guy.
Yeah,
that is him.
Yeah, I
that
think,
is him.
yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's hilarious.
Hey, are we gonna pull out of this, or
right,
there's two people?
Yeah, right. Well, what I would say is there's a lot of good movies out there you could watch that are just based on like take place in there's so many good ones. That take place in Mexico, a lot of westerns, but not even just westerns. Like I remember they were saying, like James Bond, the opening scene in Spectre is filmed during the Day of the Dead festival. It was actually shot and filmed in Mexico City, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, man, there's a bunch of good
one
ones.
other thing before we end. I wanted to mention that I'm watching right now the Better Call Saul season 5, which I didn't realize was on. It started, I think it came out February 20th, and it just ended February 20th, and it ended April 20th. I didn't even know that it had come out and ended. I didn't even know it, and I love the show. And I just happened to say, when is it coming out? So I Googled it, and I'm like, what? And it was out already. So I downloaded the entire season, and I'm watching it, and I cannot. It's so good. It's, to me, the Better Call, the whole series. It's almost like a Lord of the Rings for freaking this. It's so good. So you have the first part with Better Call Saul, and you can watch it right in succession. You can watch Better Call Saul, then you can watch Breaking Bad, then you can watch El Camino. It's just.
Would you go in that way, or would you watch Breaking Bad?
You could watch it just that way. You could literally watch it in that order.
It wouldn't ruin it for you?
No, not at all. It actually, it might even be better in a way, knowing.
Maybe I'll do that because I only watched one season of Breaking Bad.
It's so amazing.
I don't know why. I just couldn't. I don't know.
It's such amazing.
So hype train by the time I was getting
it.
Yeah, it was. It was a hype train. I never watched it. Maybe that's why I enjoyed it so much because I never watched it. I was
talking about Breaking Bad.
No, I mean Breaking Bad.
Yeah, eventually you watched it, right?
No, I did, but I didn't watch it till like 2 or 3 years after it was over, right?
Wow.
No, I don't think
so. A year after it was over, maybe. Oh no, dude, you were watching. You were watching the last couple of seasons.
Did you guys ever end up going back to watch The Wire? That's the show, man.
No, I started. I never went back. No.
At this point, there's so many shows that I have to go back and watch.
I know, me too.
I'm currly watching the last.
We should probably get going so we can do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So I'm just saying, if you really want to do something with your lockdown time.
Okay, we're gonna do it.
Freaking great. So
anyway, so I hope you guys liked the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, everyone out there, I wish you a happy Cinco de Mayo for everybody in Puebla in Mexico that is celebrating
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
And for all you Americans that are celebrating, make sure you have those tequila and those margaritas in hand. And we will see you guys next time. Maybe in person, maybe not. Hopefully, maybe we'll be able to sort of work that out. But if not, we will still be here every Wednesday bringing you that content that you love so very much. We will see you guys next time.